Hello? Is Gemini there?
What's good? It's your boy GEMINI Child. I'm gonna be breaking down a few samples from my Kingsway packs, going through, the effects, the sounds I use, and just my thought process behind the samples. So yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so with this sample, I kinda wanted it to feel like an alarm, kinda, which I'm pretty sure you'll be able to tell when I get to breaking things down. First, usually what I do with all my samples, I start off with a piano, just so I can get my chords down. The piano I use the SS Vintage Upright by Simple Sam, I think that's his name, but I took that piano, I just basically used it for basically every sound I had in the sample. So I took the piano, I pitched it down, and I reversed it and make it sound like this. It just gave it a very eerie feeling. As far as effects go, first I panned it to the left a lot. I monoed it about halfway, put an EQ on it and another EQ. I don't know why, but it's there. So under that piano, I added this weird 808 kind of sound. With no effects, it sounds like this. Then I pitched it down, and for the effects I added EQ, added shaper box, make it pan. Then I added collaborators to it, so it kind of sounds like it's in a box. Then I added a perk, just a Nami perk, not too much effects going on, just an EQ and clever. That's it. Then added this bass. This is one of the simplest bass lines ever. It's 3 notes. The bass is a sewer bass. I use this bass a lot, I'm not even gonna lie. As far as the effects, I just used thermal, the agitated lows preset, and I EQ'd it. So at this point, it's coming together. Now it's time to, build our other elements around it. So we have this riser, which is just the piano reversed. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I have no idea how I did that. I just know it's the piano reverse. It's just a lot of effects on it. Without the effects, it sounds like this. Then we have this sound, which is also the piano. It's double processed. A lot of the time when I'm making samples, I'm too lazy to make new effects change, add new effects to other sounds. So I just take one sound, I put it through one effects chain, then I render it out, then do the same thing over again. It's just a piano reverse, pitched up. Now we have this weird synth thing. I don't really know what it is, but this is what it sounds like with no effects. You can tell I use a lot of glide notes. Add glide notes, just add a random element to the sound. So for effects, add an EQ, sketch cassette, pitch wheel, turn down half in the mix, halftime, turn down half in the mix, booty chorus, turn down about 60%, another EQ, taking out some of the lows and the highs, then another halftime. Alright, now we have this other perk sound from an old sample I did. It's just me hitting the floor. I didn't feel like finding anything else. So I pitched that down. We have EQ, taking out some of the lows. Another EQ, taking out the highs. A halftime, just so it kind of delayed, like off of the beat of the main sample. Then the J37, then clever. Kind of sounds like it's in a warehouse or something. Now we have this piano sound. Again, it's just the same piano, reverse, pitched up effects. For effects, EQ, sketch cassette, pitch wheel, pitch it up even more. And also I use pitch wheel to give it kind of a really home broken effect. At a halftime, just for an outro later. I added fruity chorus, turned it down around 60%, and another EQ. Then we have the original piano that we started with. There's a lot of effects on it. And that's that sample. With this sample, as you can see, it's pretty simple. There's not a lot going on. There's no complicated sounds in it. It's just a lot of this repeating of the same thing and manipulating that same audio file and panning things, making the mono so it fills up that spectrum, so it feels like you're being abducted by the sample. So yeah, let's move on to the next sample. Okay, with this sample, it's probably one of my favorites in my second pack. Made this sample with Ramona V and John Waymeyer. First, we started with this guitar that John sent. For effects, I added a J37 parametric EQ, CLA compressor, and Clever. So to give that guitar some more life, I duplicated it, pitched it up, panned it to the other side. The first guitar is panned to the left, this guitar is panned to the right. So once I had the guitar how I wanted it to sound, I then started to add vocals to the sample. Then I pitched it up, added a random vocal chain that I had, and it sounds like this. The main thing from the vocal chain that I think is important in the UAD pure plate is a great reverb. I turned it down about halfway, but without it, it sounds like this. So I added that pure plate because I felt like it really gave the vocals an atmosphere. Then I have this other vocal, same effects chain. I just replaced the pure plate with Clever just so I can give it a more washed out sound. Right, so in context with the guitars, it sounds like this. Then I moved into the bass. The bass is a Rickenbacker bass, the double date preset. There's no effects on it, just a J37, just to give it some more saturation. And after that, I just felt like it needed some kind of percussion. I didn't want to add full-on drums to it, so I just added a random kick of me hitting the floor, my mic pointing at the floor. That's it. It's pitch down, effects, EQ, J37, CLA compressor. For a lot of my samples, I like to add B sections that are like very outlandish if you think about it in the context of what's actually going on in the sample. To start that B section, like the pre-B section, I added these chords underneath the guitar. As far as effects goes, I added an EQ, vary speed, turned down to about 25%. Added fruity chorus, fruity flanger, shaper box, a Wolf compressor, and NS1 just to get rid of some of the noise that the vary speed plugin was making. So for the B section, I just decided to reverse the guitar and put it through the same effects chain that the piano was going through. So since that guitar felt so, wobbly and watery, I didn't think the bass guitar was going to work anymore, so I decided to add a sub bass in it. The sub bass is from Kill September Mercury 2 pack, this fire pack. I just added thermal in the fuzz preset, and I EQ'd out some of the highs. Then to add some more movement, I added another pad under the piano. It's playing the same chords. I don't know specifically where I got the sound from, but I do know it's playing the same chords. So with no effects, it sounds like this. For the effects, it has the same thing that the piano has on it, just an additional halftime to make it slow. Once I had all of this down, I didn't feel like it was really complete. So I sent it over to Ramona. She sent back some crazy vocals. And I formatted it up using the Stretch Pro 400 cents to make it kind of sound more childlike. That's kind of the goal I was going for. Have it sound like a bunch of children singing. For the next vocal she sent, I pitched it up 500 because I just thought it sounded better. Another vocal, just another run. And that's a sample. Again, pretty simple. It's all about just, adding the right effects, putting everything, where they should actually go, not just putting them there and take up space. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all were able to learn something. If there's anything else you want to see me do, just let me know, comment it down below, and make sure you like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.